William Morrow and HarperAudio present House of Blight, a novel by Maxym M. Martineau, performed by Alexandra Hunter and Stephen Dexter. For those who constantly sacrifice in the name of others, it's okay to save yourself first.
Prologue. When the stars were young and the sun was new, a woman of great power and strong mind met death at a four-way crossing. Cloaked in shadow, despite the high noon hour, he welcomed those who found their way to him, and he always afforded them the same opportunity, a path of their choosing. Successfully choose the correct path forward, and I will allow you to pass, turning my back to you and your kin. Choose incorrectly, and walk with me now to your end, he said. The woman studied death with keen eyes. She was not afraid, but she knew there was magic in words. Her choice was not one to be taken lightly. "What do the paths represent?" she asked. With bony fingers, Death gestured to her left. "A fork in the road you missed in your youth." Then, directly before her, "The unchanged path, as most predict." To her right, "A future wild and unseen." Death looked beyond her to the path she'd been walking. "And a past you cannot escape." The woman pondered her options. She knew she was not the first to meet death on this road, and surmised all paths had been chosen before. She glanced to her left. "To right a wrong, or avoid a regret, and start anew." She narrowed her eyes, only to meet death sooner. She stared past death at the path ahead. "The unchanged path that led me to death, the only prediction guaranteed to come true." She shook her head and gazed to the right. "Wild and unseen. Tragic and swift." Grimacing, she regarded the path behind her, and she knew that if she turned back now, her feet would only carry her here again. The path she could not escape. "Every path leads me to you," she said. Death smiled. "Yes." "I see. Then I'll return tomorrow." And with that, the woman left down the path she'd came, leaving a perplexed Death behind. When the sun rose, the woman returned. She asked Death the same question, received the same answer, and once again departed down the path she'd come. This continued for a decade, until Death's patience grew thin. "Your time is up." From the folds of his cloak, he drew a blade devoid of life and color, darker than the depths of night. The woman studied the weapon without moving, but there was a strange glint to her hardened stare that even Death could not miss. He gripped the weapon tighter and said, "Death comes for us all." "Including you?" she asked, finally rounding her gaze to Death. She was not the first person to ask such a thing, and she wouldn't be the last. Death once again hid his blade in his cloak. "There is death for me yet, but you are not it. You do not possess the power or the weapon. It is your fate to meet me here, and you've wasted enough of my time." She nodded. "I understand. Grant me one final chance to say my farewells, and I'll part from the life I've always known." Sensing a shift in her demeanor, Death allowed her this courtesy. When she returned the next morning, Death once again gestured to the roads. "Choose." Without hesitation, the woman strode forward and...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?